In Prime Ministers of India Part 1, we saw how, besides the Nehru-Gandhi family, none of the other Prime Ministers could complete their full term of 5 years. In between all this, India was involved in 4 wars, out of which 3 were against Pakistan. Despite many social welfare schemes for the people, India was still known as an underdeveloped nation. Now, let us see how, post the historic situation of 1991, Indian Prime Ministers led India back onto the path of development. Year 1991, India was on the brink of an economic collapse. Rajiv Gandhi had just been murdered by LTT supporters and the entire country was engulfed in a fear situation. India was also about to default on the balance of payments as India's forex reserves had dropped to only $1.2 billion, which would only suffice for 3 weeks. Also, due to the Gulf War, India's oil import bill had shot up considerably and our exports were at an all-time low. In such a situation, heading a minority government, P.V. Narasimha Rao of Congress was elected as the Prime Minister of the country. Pamulaparthi Venkata Narasimha Rao was India's 9th Prime Minister and also the first non-Gandhi Nehru Prime Minister who completed his full term as a PM. On coming to power, he appointed ex-RBI Governor Manmohan Singh as the Finance Minister in his government. Keeping India's economic and financial health in focus, Manmohan Singh in his first full budget announced a lot of reforms to open up the economy. Media termed these reforms as liberalization. Post this, India's forest reserves started continuously rising and hit $5.3 billion in the year 1995. During his tenure, terrorist activities increased drastically in Jammu and Kashmir. Mumbai was also targeted with bomb blasts at important locations. To counter this, Rao increased military spending. To keep terrorism under control, Rao's government introduced TADA, Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Prevention Act. Terrorists tried to weaken the government by repeated hijackings and kidnappings, but the government did not succumb to their demands. While all this took place, BJP had made Ram Janmabhoomi a national political issue. According to the VHP, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Babri Masjid, which was constructed by Mughal King Babur, was the birthplace of Lord Ram. Some supporters of VHP revolted against this and went ahead and demolished the Babri Masjid on 6 December 1992. When the news of the demolition spread, riots took place throughout the country and again India was engulfed in religious disharmony. Towards the end of his tenure, a lot of corruption allegations were levied against Narasimha Rao. The common man started to lose confidence on the government. When elections took place in 1996, Congress had to face a defeat by a heavy margin and Rao had to tender his resignation. In the next 3 years, India saw a lot of political instability. In 1996, BJP emerged as the single largest party in the national elections. The then President Shankar Dayal Sharma invited Atal Bihari Vajpayee of the BJP to form the government. But even after 13 days, BJP could not gather enough support, due to which Atal Bihari Vajpayee had to resign. Post this, Congress was invited to form the government, but they refused to do so and decided to support the Janata Dal instead. H.D. Deve Gowda of Janata Dal, who was the Chief Minister of Karnataka, was elected as the Prime Minister of India. But as a PM, he could not contribute much to the country's growth and spent most of his time trying to save his government from a collapse. Finally, in less than 1 year in office, Congress withdrew support to the Janata Dal and in April 1997, Deve Gowda had to resign as Prime Minister. In order to avoid fresh elections, all the parties sat together to draw out a solution. Congress was ready to support the United Front again, but on the condition that they would elect a new leader. United Front finally declared I.K. Gujral as their new leader and thus he was elected as a PM on 21st April 1997. As soon as I.K. Gujral assumed charge of office, CBI put forth a request to prosecute Bihar Chief Minister and United Front coalition partner Lalu Prasad Yadav in the Fodder scam. There was pressure on Lalu Prasad Yadav to quit his post, but he flatly refused to resign. In order to save Lalu Prasad Yadav, I.K. Gujral transferred the investigating officer in this case, Mr. Joginder Sharma. And in this fashion, I.K. Gujral saved his coalition government from a collapse. On 28 August 1997, Jain Commission submitted its report on Rajiv Gandhi's assassination to I.K. Gujral government. This report had accused Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam (DMK), which is a regional party based out of Tamil Nadu and also a coalition partner in the IK Gujarat government, of supporting Tamil militants in the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. Congress demanded the removal of DMK ministers from the government, but IK Gujarat refused to acknowledge the demand. Thus, the Congress decided to withdraw its support from the government, and finally on 4 December 1997, the president dissolved the parliament. Post this, fresh elections were held in 1998, in which again the BJP emerged as the single largest party. Some regional parties and the BJP this time together formed the NDA, National Democratic Alliance, and elected Atal Bihari Vajpayee as their PM. Within a month of becoming Prime Minister, Vajpayee conducted 5 underground nuclear tests at Pokhran. Due to this, tensions between India and Pakistan began to rise. In order to ease these tensions, Vajpayee initiated a full-scale diplomatic peace process between the two nations. He inaugurated the Delhi-Lahore bus in February 1999. He tried his best to resolve the Kashmir issue. In accordance to the Lahore Declaration, he even promised to increase trade and friendship between the two nations. But during this period, some militants and non-uniformed Pakistani soldiers infiltrated Kashmir Valley and captured some of the border hilltops. In response to this, Vajpayee quickly deployed the Indian army to Kargil to defend the borders. Despite unfavorable conditions and treacherous terrain, the Indian army managed to neutralize the militants and regain control over the border hilltops. The war went on for 3 months, in which the Indian army lost almost 500 soldiers, but also managed to kill between 600 to 4,000 militants. When the war ended, AIA-DMK President J. Jayalalitha decided to withdraw support from the NDA. The Vajpayee government lost the vote of confidence by just 1 vote. Thus, the Lok Sabha was dissolved and fresh elections took place in October 1999. Riding on the praise for Atal Bihari Vajpayee for the victory in the Kargil war, BJP-led NDA managed to win 303 seats in the Lok Sabha, and finally Vajpayee was again elected as the Prime Minister for the 3rd time. As a PM, Vajpayee introduced many infrastructural and economic reforms in India. National Highway Development Project, Golden Quadrilateral Project and Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana were some of his initiatives. In fact, in the past 32 years, 50% of the roads have been built in Vajpayee's tenure. He also launched Sarva Shikshan Abhiyan in the year 2001 to improve the quality of education in primary schools. Vajpayee also played an important part in the privatization of government-controlled PSUs. But Vajpayee's government had to face a lot of hurdles due to terrorism. In December 1999, an Indian Airlines Delhi-Kathmandu flight was hijacked by militants, and the hijackers demanded the release of other terrorists locked in Indian prisons. In order to save the lives of innocent passengers on the plane, Vajpayee took the decision to release Maulana Masood Azhar. Post this, some militants attacked the Indian Parliament in 2001. In response, Vajpayee immediately mobilized the Indian Army on the Indo-Pakistan border. He also passed the Prevention of Terrorists Act, through which anyone could be arrested on the basis of suspicion. In the year 2002, Gujarat witnessed large-scale Hindu-Muslim riots in which approximately 1,000 civilians were killed. Narendra Modi, who was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, as well as the PM Atal Bihari Vajpayee, both condemned these riots. In 2003, BJP registered back-to-back wins in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Owing to this, the NDA was confident that they would be voted back to power on the National Front too. But in 2004 general elections, Congress surprisingly defeated the incumbent NDA government and emerged as the single largest party. The Congress, along with regional parties, formed the United Progressive Alliance (UPA). Surprising everyone, Congress Party President Sonia Gandhi declared Manmohan Singh as the Prime Ministerial candidate from UPA. Manmohan Singh was an ex-RBI governor, Finance Minister in the Narasimha Rao government, and also the leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha during 1998 to 2004. On becoming Prime Minister, he introduced many reforms to further push India on the growth path. During his tenure, India's GDP grew at 8 to 9%. In 2007, with a 9% GDP growth, India became the second fastest growing economy in the world. Manmohan also gave a push to Vajpayee's Golden Quadrilateral Project. In 2005, Singh abolished sales tax and introduced value-added tax. Manmohan also introduced National Rural Health Mission, through which he promised affordable and quality healthcare in rural areas. To reduce corruption, Manmohan implemented the Right to Information Act. To boost employment in rural areas, he implemented National Rural Employment Guarantee Act as well. Due to all these initiatives and achievements, UPA fared well in 2009 general elections and Manmohan Singh was elected as the Prime Minister for the second time. But during his second tenure as PM, UPA was marred with a lot of scams and corruption scandals. One of the biggest scams in the country was the 2G scam, in which A. Raja, who was the telecom minister in Singh's government, sold 2G spectrum at cheap rates to telecom companies. The government had to suffer a notional loss of 1.76 lakh crores due to this scam. In 2010, Suresh Kalmadi, who was the Congress MP from Pune constituency, was accused of mismanagement of Rs 76,000 crores allotted to the Commonwealth Games. Congress President Sonia Gandhi and some officials from the Manmohan Singh government were also accused of bribery and corruption in the chopper and truck procurement deals of the Indian Army. In 2012, Manmohan Singh, who was also the coal minister along with being the Prime Minister, was accused of not having an auction to allocate the coal blocks, due to which the government had to suffer a loss of 1.86 lakh crores. On account of so many corruption scandals and bribery allegations, Congress had to face a heavy defeat in the 2014 general elections and was reduced to a mere 44 seats throughout the country. This has been the biggest loss the Congress had to face till date. BJP, on the other hand, registered a handsome win with 282 seats and gained an absolute majority in the Lok Sabha. On the basis of this amazing win, BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate Narendra Modi was chosen as the 14th Prime Minister of the country. BJP finally established itself as a national party post this win. Modi emerged as a national youth icon. The slogan given by BJP during the election, "Ab ki baar Modi Sarkar," was hummed throughout the country. Newspapers, magazines, radio, and the most important medium, social media, was full of Modi, through which he managed to connect with people of all ages. But is the Modi wave still flying high today, even after Modi taking over as the Prime Minister of the country? To know, please watch Prime Ministers of India Part 3, Modi Sarkar. All the information given in this video can be viewed through the links given in the comment section. And yes friends, in case you do not want to miss any of the further videos from our channel, please subscribe to the channel and please do keep the notifications on. We will keep sharing such authentic, iconic Indian stories so that your knowledge about the country only keeps on improving. Do like and comment on this video if you found this information useful.